Talk. Round table talk.
It wasn't me for once.
Coming out of our last book sharing, we got a lot of emails and messages from people talking about how struggle and what it means and what it looks like. One of the books I want to talk about next is called How to Raise an Adult. It's written by Julie Lythcott-Haims. She used to be the Dean of Freshman Undergrad Advising at Stanford University. Take it away. What'd you take away? What are you reading?
My notes.
I have my notes, by the way, too.
Yeah?
So, yeah, we're going to see who has better notes.
You have the book notes. I have the psychological notes.
What does that even mean?
It just means what it means. Nope.
Okay, so I'm going to read something from the book, and I want you to react to it. I want you to tell me if you
Okay.
think if you believe what Julie's talking about here. You ready?
Okay. Hit it,
So,
Julie.
she says, number one, invasive parenting has created a, quote, nation of wimps.
Yes, I 100% agree with that.
People are wimps. Helicopter parenting has been facilitated by the cell phone, which she calls, quote, the world's longest umbilical cord.
I think it's accurate. That doesn't mean the cell phone has to be used in that way.
What do you use
It's
cell phone
not
for?
helicopter parenting. What do I use the cell phone for?
Are you looking that one up too?
No.
Okay.
I use my phone when people need me. That's it. I don't reach out to people.
I got it. They reach out to you.
They reach out to me.
You're pretty popular. Nice. There are a small percentage of parents that cannot let go and continue to hover over adult children. Do your parents hover over you?
My parents do not hover over me.
Do you have friends whose parents hover
Yes.
over them? What do you think about that?
I think it's ridiculous.
They had a survey that they did on parental involvement. What percent attended career fair for their kid?
I honestly have never even thought of that. That's actually crazy.
It's true.
That's
You're not the
actually
only one that can set this thing up, okay? I got Jacob now.
I've been at a career fair where a parent approached me for their child. I just think like if your
Where?
child,
For us or for MetLife?
no, for us.
For us.
Oh yeah, for us. Someone was like, "Hey, like I'm here on behalf of my son," and I was just like, "Where's your son?" It's like not here.
Oh, I'm sorry, are you okay?
actually
1 in 5 attended a career fair on behalf of your kid.
100% believe it. Happened twice.
that's insane. That's why the next generations that we're getting are wimps.
Wimps, nation of wimps.
A nation of wimps.
Whose fault is it that they're
parents.
wimps? The parents' fault.
100%. If you're put in the position where you understand that if you fail at something, you know you have to go back and try again, but your parents are indifferent to that, and at a young age your parents are still making the decisions for you, then you don't get the opportunity to go back and try again.
One thing she says in this book that's really pretty solid, I mean, millennials wouldn't be what they are if it wasn't for parents. Who bought the video games, for the kid? Who bought the smartphone? We're gonna blame the child, but we're not gonna blame mommy and daddy, who are the ones who let it happen.
Yep.
Over-involved parenting is taking a serious toll on the psychological well-being of college students who can't negotiate a balance between consulting with parents and independent decision-making. True or
College
false?
students?
Very true. If your parents
Did not
filled
fill that
out your college application, you are screwed.
Where'd you come from?
Scott here.
You're gonna introduce yourself to everybody?
Hey.
Owen from One Huddle.
We talk about helicopter parenting. We have helicopter HR folks in certain organizations too. They do things like this talks about teaching to the test. Kids that do school but don't end up learning. In order to understand the workforce today or the workforce tomorrow, you have to understand what happened to your worker before they ever applied for your job. Your first boss is your parent.
Yes,
Jared,
actually.
can you disagree with Nicole on something? You want to go point counterpoint?
Oh, let's go.
Sit down. What percent attend a career fair on their behalf?
53%.
17% attend on behalf.
Good job, parents. Part of it I feel like is a cultural. Parents don't know.
Yeah.
And they want to be there for their kid like at all times. Maybe they were raised that way and they don't know any better. Is it for us to say whether it's right or wrong?
What do you think? Is it right or wrong?
I think it's wrong. I really do.
Yeah. So now tell that to the parent.
I know, I wouldn't. I couldn't. I'd get slapped in the face.
How do you convey these ideas to millions, hundreds of millions of
It
parents?
starts with us unpacking this. We love to blame the millennial, but it was baby boomers that were too afraid to hold them accountable. It was Gen Xers who bought them the cell phone. They take them to Toys R Us and buy the video games, and they complain that they sit in the room playing video games. It starts with us being open about what the cause was.
You know, a lot of people, my age-ish are starting to become parents. How are we going to raise the next generation, and what are their struggles going to be when entering the workforce?
Yep. We're afraid that our kids are going to get hurt, and that's natural and that's okay, but you also rob them of so many critical experiences that they need in order to gain independence. And this happens with managers too. As a manager, are we being helicopter leaders? Are we robbing them of their own ability to become independent and grow and learn? Or are we trying to micromanage them through like e-learning systems that they don't get to actually struggle and fail at. We're so afraid to challenge people today.
That's why Jared refuses to answer any of their questions.
That's why Jared says Google it.
You should get a shirt that says Google.
Google it. Struggle is figuring out the answer first.
There's a lot that happens to a person before they get a job that we have to be aware of and understand if we're going to actually fully develop. And by the way, a fully developed worker means companies win. They close more deals. They deliver better service. They grow. All that stuff happens on the backs of their employees, not in replacement of robots.
Yep.
Cool. Great job. Great job.
Nice to meet you, Professor.
Round table talk. Round table talk.
It wasn't me for once.